Do you like cats? Do you like to watch cats doing it? Well, today is your lucky day. For the low, low price of $29.99, you can buy Mewgenics today.
Do you know The Binding of Isaac? If you're an indie game fan, you probably do. Me? I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest. I've never been a huge fan of roguelikes and lights for save for a few. But when I heard that the creator of The Binding of Isaac released a new game, I figured I had to try it out, even though I'm not a big fan of roguelikes, because, it might surprise me. Before we begin, let's briefly define a roguelike to make sure everybody's up to speed. A roguelike is a game that has mechanics that are similar to the game called Rogue from 1980, where you go through procedurally generated levels made from pre-made assets, but they're just swapped around for a unique experience each time, and then the fundamentals remain the same. The general gameplay is to die repeatedly and learn from your mistakes to make more progress the next time. Some notable games from this genre are not really existent these days. There's a far more popular subgenre of roguelike called roguelites, where you just take a regular roguelike, but add the mechanic of permanent upgrades between runs to make subsequent runs easier and enable making the game even harder later in the game. Any game that's a roguelite is also a roguelike. That's just how the genre naturally evolved. But there are some that I consider more roguelikes than lights, like Balatro and The Binding of Isaac, where nothing you do exactly gives you an edge between runs, just more opportunities and things to play with, like new characters or whatever. But they are still technically upgrades if you think about it. To sum it up, roguelikes, the only edge you get is experience. Roguelites, upgrades, and upgrades. A common mechanic shared between both types are upgrades that you can get within a run that you lose after the fact, meant to synergize with your playstyle and your other upgrades to be as OP as possible and shred the entire game. Fun times.
Mewgenics is a roguelite all of the way, and with the central loop being very interesting, if you couldn't tell by the game's title, or the beginning of this video. Oh, fine! The gameplay is cats boning! You happy?
Mewgenics is a turn-based strategy roguelite by Edmund McMillan and Tyler Glale in 2026. The game follows cats as they murder creatures for whatever reason, blowing off steam, I suppose, or hunting, I actually don't know. This game has characters, not really any plot though. It's mostly about the cats killing creatures and the wholesome baby making. I'm going to keep making jokes like this, however unfunny. I can't help myself. Now, to be fair, the in and out is very important to the game, and you can turn the animations off, so I did this for the purposes of this video, and it's way funnier. Anyway, let's take a structured look at this game. The game starts out with this scientist man offering us some cats, just like our starter Pokemon. But here, we get two! Man, Pokemon is scamming us, because we need a male and a female to make babies. And what better way to make sure our soon-to-be lovers get to know each other than making them fight alongside each other and kill things? Whoop-dee-doo! And then this dude over here shows up to give us the tutorial, and it's pretty simple. We can move in a turn, do some actions, and end our turn. All the while, pretty funny music plays. We can also use the environment, move rocks around and such, all pretty cool so far. And pretty standard for a strategy RPG, which for all intents and purposes, this is, because of all of the similarities you can draw to this game and a game like Fire Emblem or Disgaea, especially Disgaea with the asymmetric view. Big fan of both of these series, by the way. Anyway, after we finish the battle, we can get the roguelike magic shining through. We get to pick an upgrade for one of our cats, and this can happen for one cat per battle 1. We finish our little tutorial run, and now we're at a house. We're met by another dude to give us tutorial stuff, telling us how to bring stray cats in and make magic, because no, the cats do not actually get intimate. I cock-blocked them. Making and receiving cats is very important, because once a run ends, we cannot use the cats we brought to that run. They are now permanently good for nothing except be baby factories, or donating them for house upgrades, which are also a thing. The cats we breed together will pass on some stats and abilities, which is funny because these abilities are acquired but can still be passed on, which if you've taken any biology class, you'll know that makes no sense. I'm well aware, it's just a video game. It's just a fun fact, man. The idea is to make stronger cats and then go on runs to annihilate whatever sorry saps decide to say hello to you that morning because you haven't had your coffee yet. Like me.
And that about does it for the fundamentals of this game. I'm sure there's more, But I have to confess something. I refunded the game. I'm just really not a huge fan of it, and that is a massive shame because I love turn-based games more than most people. But this game just didn't hook me. And it's not like this game is bad at all. There's a lot of good things going for it. But it wouldn't be worth the money to me, 30 bucks. Even if I did buy it at a slight introduction discount of about, I think, $27.
So let's start talking about my issues. And the first thing I need to mention is the rogue elements in and of itself. Roguelikes are not meant to be repetitive, despite being repetitive. The way this is accomplished is by having super fun and fluid gameplay at its core. Hades accomplishes this by having fast-paced gameplay that can change dramatically from run to run. Based on what weapons and modifiers you use. Mewgenics runs, on the other hand, are not that different. I get this is all the early game and there isn't a whole lot of variation yet, but going back to Hades, the boons you get vary things so much that it hooked me before unlocking all of the weapons and difficulty modifiers. Early game Mewgenics sees you with 4 classes to assign each of your cats, each to fulfill a different role: melee damage, tanking, and ranged damage. Ranged is technically covered by 2 classes, kinda. And you do unlock a support class not too far in, but it didn't feel very good to use, really. The main reason I'm not a fan of all this is that basic encounters are incredibly boring. It's incredibly slow, and I don't feel like that strategy is really necessary. Even the mini-boss that I fought a couple times was kind of boring. It was fun the first time, but when I learned how it worked and the second time came around, it was not fun to experience the second time. They could have done it like the Binding of Isaac does and have bosses cycle around to keep you on your toes, and for some variety, making me think about how to best approach things more, especially if I haven't fought that mini-boss yet. My thoughts don't apply as heavily, however, to the actual boss at the end of a section. And this is because it was actually super fun all of the times that I fought him. I was conscientious about all of the moves I was making because it was quite punishing if I overlooked something. And accompanying this fight is an absolute banger of a song. I don't think I've listened to a song that was so strange and catchy at the same time. And this might make you ask, not any Weird Al songs? And the answer is no, because I don't laugh at Weird Al songs, I headbang to them. This song is so unironically good that I sing it on the regular. I love it so much, and just made this fight all the better for me. And there's even more of these types of songs to other bosses. It's just such a shame that getting to that point is not so enjoyable for me. It just drags when I really need it to rush a little bit.
So you do know the difference!
Which I understand is a weird request for a turn-based game, but what I'm really asking for is the game to be a little bit snappier. These movement animations take quite a while. By the time I finish a turn, my number has already been called at the DMV. My first actual run took about 20 minutes, and that is just one section. There's more, alright. I can finish a full run of Hades in about that same amount of time. If things went along just a little faster, that's a big issue of mine that's already solved. The next step is to actually make the basic encounters fun, because these maggots here don't have anything special to look out for. All I really need to do is attack in the way that my cats know best how to do, and then encounter over. This problem would only be exacerbated later you get in the game, because yeah, now with your super buff cats, this probably wouldn't take as long, but it'd even be less fun, because now you're just straight up mashing a button to get it over with. Now, I could be incredibly wrong, and this opening section gets tougher after you progress a bit, but that might not fix anything because the relative difficulty would probably be the same, i.e., it's scaling with you and your progression. But a solution I do think would work is allowing you to skip certain sections entirely after it becomes pretty much pointless to go through them again. And this would allow you to actually play the maybe fun parts without having to go through the slog that is the opening section.
I know my opinions about this game are quite strong, even though I only clocked about an hour and a half in it, which was enough to get me a refund. But first impressions are very important, and if it doesn't hook me or draw me in with something, then I'm not going to continue with it and have my money continue to be in somebody else's hands. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure this game is great for those who have the patience for it. but not me. And this is coming from somebody who loves slow-paced games. Like, take RDR2, for example. People hate the intro section. I love it, personally. One of my favorite chapters in the game. So stories like that, or something that I know has significant depth that I need to spend a lot of time with in order to get comfortable. So like take Elite Dangerous, for example. One of my favorite games of all time. I have over 600 hours clocked. I knew that it would be a slow burn going in, and I was prepared for that. Mewgenics, I had little to no information of whatsoever. And I didn't feel like there was something I was missing other than maybe some unlockables. And I wasn't encouraged to keep going because of that. Because like Elite Dangerous, when I learned how to do everything in about maybe 200 hours, the payoff was amazing. But, you know, Mewgenics doesn't do that, and it's just not for me. The music, though, it slaps. Cue it!
Tasty legs and crispy thighs on my mind. I'm so hungry now, I'm gonna chase 'em, grab 'em, fry 'em. So tasty, tasty legs. So tasty, tasty legs. So tasty, tasty legs. Find me in a dumpster or an alley. Shake, shake, shake 'em and bake 'em. Shake, shake, shake 'em and bake 'em. Grab 'em by the tail, they're tastier than snails. Grab 'em, stomp 'em, skin 'em, crunch 'em. Grab 'em, stomp 'em, skin 'em, crunch 'em. All of my nights, I'm chasing rats, chasing the rats. All of my days, I'm taking naps, that's where it's at. And in my dreams, I'm the king of cats, he's the king of cats. All of my nights, I'm chasing rats, chasing the rats. All of my days, I'm taking naps, that's where it's at. And in my dreams, I'm the king of cats, he's the king of cats. I will hunt you down, there will be nowhere to hide. Bones littered at my feet, all I've got is rats to eat. Pile of bones at his feet. I'm not the cat you wanna meet. He's a bad, bad kitty, a bad, bad kitty. What's your business on my street? His street, you better believe. Put him in a fryer, stick him on a griddle.
Rats, rats, eating rats.
Couple slices of bread, stuff a rat in the middle.
Rats, rats, eating rats.
If you're not too finicky, I'll make a fricassee
Rats,
for you and me, babe. Eating rats, yeah.
eating rats.
In this alley, I'm the king. He's the king. Smell like salmon and onion rings. Onion rings. Got no time for fancy things. Fancy things. Chasing rats when my belly sings. Like a hobo's grimy claws, grimy paws. Tetanus just shoots from my claws. Into you, out of me. Into you, out of me.